A year ago, Africa was shrouded in darkness, but a giant was looming in the wings. FIFA World Cup 2010 was on its way to the continent for the first time ever, and Electrawinds was there to blow the winds of change. The world spotlight was on Africa and the opportunities it would bring. While iconic stadiums were rising from the ground, the national power supplier faced an energy crisis, and the nation faced a future of intermittent darkness, powerless to intervene. And while the giants of world football were converging on Africa, far across the ocean, a gentle breeze stirred. It fluttered across vast waters, gently nudging white horses, lightly kissing mountains and softly stirring trees. Two giants were destined to meet in Africa. The clash was harmonious.
This time for Africa.
4 years ago, the world promised Africa the World Cup. 4 years ago, Electrawinds promised energy and light. 52 million Southern Africans and the inhabitants of Namibia and Mauritius awoke to a bright future. Sport would unify. Energy would empower. When the world promised to touch the hearts of the nation through soccer, Electrawinds promised to change the needs of the people through power.
The first wind turbine for the Coega wind farm was erected in Port Elizabeth today. The turbine is bigger than Johannesburg's Carlton building. It's part of a wind farm project designed in response to rising energy prices and demand for alternative energy.
Port Elizabeth is one of the windiest cities in Africa. When the wind farm is completed, it will be able to supply Port Elizabeth with an average of 45 megawatts of green energy. With sky-high electricity tariff increases, this will make a difference to thousands of homes across the metro and at a later stage, the rest of Africa.
In Belgium, we have now already for 12 years the experience of installing and running wind turbines. And so the goal for us was, as we see in Belgium, we saw the increasing need for extra power, and we also saw the need for renewable energy, and we see now the same happening in South Africa.
This is by far the biggest renewable energy project in private ownership in South Africa.
The government promised to deliver one of Africa's greatest sporting icons, the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. We promised to power it with the soul of Africa. A stadium with seats can accommodate a crowd. A stadium with natural power can enlighten and uplift a nation. Long before Aaron Mokoena led Bafana Bafana out onto the field for the opening game, our own captain Luke Descender led our winning team to victory with the first 1.8 megawatt turbine for the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. When players turned on the game, we turned on the power. A winner for renewable energy.
FIFA requirements state that there has to be a generator or backup support. Where we fit in, we are renewable energy, and we are supplying. We'll be supplying approximately 300,000 kilowatt hours of electricity to the Nelson Mandela Stadium for the duration of the games at no charge. And that is our way of giving something back to the country, but also it's a wonderful opportunity for South Africa to demonstrate to the world that we are moving in the correct and the right direction in terms of renewable energy by powering the Nelson Mandela Stadium.
For every ball kicked during the World Cup, our team was attacking an aspect of the energy crisis in the region. The World Cup blew hard and fast through Nelson Mandela Bay, never to return. But the Electrawinds turbines will stay forever. Our wind measuring mast is firmly in place at Coega, collecting data and preparing for the next 24 3-megawatt turbines of Phase 2.
Back to tonight's show. When South Africa was in the process of building nuclear warheads, the top scientists took a daily trip in a blacked-out combi to a secret location near Pelindaba. Now in the 21st century, we are looking at extending our nuclear capabilities to generate much-needed power. And while nuclear power is enjoying a revival around the world, it seems there is still secrecy along with confusion and certainly wasted budgets in trying to decide on any long-term plans. So, which way is the wind blowing? Here's Annika.
A peaceful demonstration against nuclear power took place recently in Cape Town, commemorating Chernobyl Day.
We're still paying the price today for all the radioactivity that was released on that day, with thousands more dying as time goes on.
The first of 25 wind turbines has been erected at Coega Industrial Zone in Port Elizabeth, making the Nelson Mandela Stadium FIFA's first ever green-powered soccer stadium. Wind-powered energy started to be produced only 100 days after the hardware left Denmark. Nuclear power compares poorly to this.
They're going to take a long time to build. They're 10, 15, maybe even 18 years we are looking at.
The Coega wind farm may be part of the birth of a commercial-level renewable energy sector in South Africa. But critics say government could improve their renewables target from 4% to 20%.
And thanks, Annika, for that update on the whole nuclear debate. There is no such thing as free energy.
We saw it. We felt it. Ayoba, African for celebrate. When the sound of vuvuzelas deafened our ears, we powered the sweet sound of music to fill our hearts. While the fans donned their macarapas, it was hats off to renewable energy from Electrawinds. Africa no longer waits. Africa is alive. Renewable energy has emerged to energize the nation, warm hearts, hands and feet, to provide power and freedom. 1 year to energize a promise, 1 year to harness a dream, 1 year feel the power, 1 year to see the light. 1 year to energize a promise, 1 year to harness a dream, 1 year to feel the power, 1 year to see the light. Relationships have been built, bureaucracy embraced, and infrastructure implemented. It took 4 years to prepare for today. Today, we prepare for the future. We have felt the effect of wind. We have thrown the first switch. We have turned on a nation's hopes. We have fueled their aspirations. Ayoba. 1 year ago, we made a promise to change the lives of millions of Africans from all walks of life, from all parts of the continent. The winds of change have arrived in Africa, Mauritius, Namibia, and other parts of the continent. Our environment is safe. Our future is secure. With energy comes power, and with power comes development. In 2011, our vision in Africa will expand the concept of a natural and safe power source. It will look to other sources of natural energy to expand our potential of quick, efficient, and accessible power supply. Today, we harness the wind. Tomorrow, we capture the sun.
To learn how you can support our efforts to change the policies and the practices that will fight climate change in a significant and measurable way, please visit clintonfoundation.org. Thank you.
The Clinton Climate Initiative, CCI, is a global initiative to develop and implement large-scale projects that directly reduce greenhouse gas emissions and serve as replicable and scalable models. This is collaboration between government leadership and private enterprise, entrepreneurs like Electrawinds. Solar can help South Africa meet base load and peak power capacity needs. A correct solar park model can be competitive with coal-fired power by 2013 and commercial financing rates. Capacity can be brought online incrementally in a short time frame with a significant stimulus to local manufacturing and labor demand. In support of CCI, the South African Department of Energy is developing a solar park authority and procurement strategy. Government likely to set an initial target for Phase 1 of 1,000 megawatts by 2015 or 2016. Optimal sites for solar have been found in the Northern Cape, but many other opportunities exist across the land. Electrawinds will be at the forefront of this initiative in Southern Africa. This is our promise. Mauritius. Electrawinds has received an invitation to meet with the Prime Minister of Mauritius to conclude the tender for the Mauritius Island 30 megawatt wind farm project using 15 2-megawatt cyclone-proof turbines. The project starts construction in 2011 and completes in 2012. The winds of change are in motion. We've passed the knockout stages and into the final quarter. There is only room for victory, to score the winning goal. The latest Electrawinds farm already secured is located at Walvis Bay, where a wind measuring mast is in place, gathering data for the 50 megawatt license to install 25 2-megawatt turbines. We've scored another winner in Port Alfred, where we're concluding the preparation work for a 50 megawatt wind farm, plus the bonus goal of a 50 megawatt wind farm in Hopefield, Western Cape. Africa and the region is switching on. The partnership is a winner. The natural power of wind, sun and water is being harnessed to produce energy, reduce greenhouse emissions and provide natural resources, the way it should be. This is the future of Africa and the Indian Ocean Islands. This is the winning formula of renewable energy. This is the ultimate reward. This is Electrawinds. Keep the flag flying. Ayoba.
This time for Africa.